This is James Holder for iFilm London. I'm in the Hayemaker gym in Vauxhall today for the Froch V Kessler Open Media workout. With me, I've got promoter Eddie Hearn. What's happening, Ed?
All right, a bit sore after last night. Yourself?
Yeah, same. Feeling a bit stiff.
That was the football, by the way.
We'll come back to that. Talk to me about Froch V Kessler. How do you think he's looking today?
Looks great, doesn't he? I mean, as you'd expect, looks really strong. He's got that big, thick-set neck, hasn't he? Like Froch, you know. Whenever you see a neck like that, you know they've got a great chin and can take some shots. Looks in fantastic shape, as you'd expect. Relaxed. Yeah, what more can you say? You know, these days are all about going through the motions in the workout. You saw he's not going to go too mad. He's probably on the weight. He looks like he's probably 3 or 4 pounds over, but looks great, as does Carl. You wouldn't expect anything less.
Every decision you lot have made has led up to this moment right now. Are you feeling the excitement of fight week?
Yeah, I mean, Carl is very relaxed. He's perhaps more relaxed than I've seen him for his last couple of fights. And I think that's just because of the confidence in his own ability and the shape he's in. So that makes me a little bit more relaxed. You know, I'm nervous about the other fights. You know, George Groves is in with a big punch in Uruguayan, and Tony Bellew is in a real massive career-defining fight against Chilemba, where the winner will fight Stevenson, the winner of Stevenson and Dawson for the WBC title. You know, people forget about that. For Tony, this is a massive fight. So, you know, young Martin Ward and also Callum Smith on the bill as well for us. So just can't wait now. You know, all the tickets are sold, obviously, and I can't wait to get in there and feel the atmosphere of the O2 and look around and see 19,000 people just lighting up the place.
Do you think Kessler's going to take to London a little bit easier than Carl Froch maybe took fighting to Denmark last time around?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, London's not too dissimilar to Denmark, is it? But you're still outside of your comfort zone. You're not in your hometown, your home comforts. But then nor will Carl be. Carl will be in a hotel come tomorrow, you know. So, of course, he's got his own surroundings. I think the key is really Carl will have 18,000 fans in there and Kessler might have 1. That noise will help. That buzz will help. You know, and I think they're just so seasoned, the pair of them, that they're not really going to be that bothered about little things. But you know, those little things do have a benefit. You know, even the noise of the crowd in terms of the scoring. I always say that I think subconsciously a judge will hear that noise and that will affect his scoring. You know,
it's a big shot every time. Exactly,
and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's just life. So, but you know, I just can't wait now. And I think, you know, Mikhail's there. He looks fantastic. So, buzzing.
How confident are you that Carl Froch will come out victorious?
I'm confident. You know, I think that Carl's going to be too fit, too strong, too fresh. But Froch Kessler is such a clever man, such a clever fighter. He's so strong. And you know that when Carl is unloading on those ropes like he did against Butte, Kessler's not going to be doing this. He's going to be throwing shots back, and the noise is going to be incredible. And you know, I think the first couple of rounds will be a little bit cagey. They'll be feeling each other out. But when someone attacks and the other one's throwing shots back, the place is just going to go electric, and I think it's just going to go, 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 go. You know, I think it's going to be an epic fight.
How's the pay-per-view doing? Give me an insight into how far it's come along.
I don't really know. We don't really get involved with things like that. Just let it all. You know, what will be will be. I think the fight sells itself. You know, I've seen a lot of people tweeting me already saying that we've already bought the pay-per-view. Now, what I will say to people is, make sure you buy the pay-per-view early, because we've seen it hundreds of times in the past when the phone lines get jammed and everyone's trying to go. You know, don't miss out on this fight. You know,
the systems sometimes inevitably might crash.
Exactly, and now it's up on your red button on the internet, skysports.com/Froch. You know, on the phone number as well with Sky Sports box office. I'd get it in now, because then you can sit there, open your beers, watch the Champions League, watch Froch Kessler, and just have a great night.
Is a full undercard on the pay-per-view as well?
You're going to see Bellew against Chilemba, you're going to see Groves against Alcoba, Martin Ward, Callum Smith, and then you're going to see Froch as well.
Can I red button the other fights?
No. The coverage starts at 8 o'clock. Yeah.
Well, listen, Eddie, I want to talk a little bit about the football match yesterday. How have you done? Have you recovered?
I'm all right, actually. I mean, I did only play 10 minutes, but
I thought you actually looked quite good.
Not too bad. That run when I hit that volley and then when arse over tit, I thought that was quite impressive.
I was quite.
But I enjoyed it. But how seriously did Sowlands take it? Fucking hell.
Sowland brothers, they're very competitive individuals.
Yeah, they are.
There's a German in them, I think.
I enjoyed it, though. It's nice to get a victory at Leyton Orient, you know. It's just part of the week. You know, obviously we've got this today. Tomorrow we've got the big press conference down at the O2. And then Thursday we've got a media lunch. And then Friday we've got the big weigh-in at the O2 at the Piazza. Come down to that. It's free to the public. Want to get a huge crowd down there for that. And then Saturday's fight night. So
here we go.
Exactly. I mean, it doesn't get any bigger than this.
What do you make of the Sowland brothers? Last question. They're kind of quite not too dissimilar to yourself, kind of young, kind of a bit snazzy dressing, little bit smug. What do you think?
Yeah, I like, I get on really well with Keller in this. So I think they've got a great passion for boxing, as I have. We kind of like want to do the same things, which is make great fights and put on big shows. And we've got a lot more in common, not just in that respect. Our dads were great promoters as well. So, we've got a lot of expectancy on us to deliver from not just our family, but from fans and from our broadcast partners as well. But, I like what they're doing, and I think we're going to have a good, long relationship with them.
Last thing I forgot to ask you, what's George Groves doing going to spar with Kessler? Can you talk to me about that?
I think, listen, George Groves and Adam Booth made the decision to go and spar with Kessler to improve as a fighter. It's great sparring for George Groves. So, some people will look at it as, oh, he's being disloyal, whatever. I don't get involved with sparring.
Was it disappointing for you, though, or was you happy? Because obviously George Groves, you've got an interest in George Groves as well.
Yeah, I believe in what Adam Booth wants to do with his fighters. If he thinks going sparring with Kessler is good for George Groves, let him go and do it. George Groves doesn't particularly like Carl Froch. Carl Froch doesn't particularly like George Groves. They owe each other nothing. So, listen, for me, I can understand why some people might say, but really, it's to improve as a fighter, not to niggle anyone, I think the sparring went well, and we obviously got the necessary feedback.
All right, well, sorry to throw that random question in at the end. I forgot to ask you that, and it was quite important to me.
I'm glad.
Anything else you want to add?
Where's Coogan?
The GOAT. I think he's resting. He got injured at football yesterday, didn't he?
Coogan is the worst footballer I've ever seen. He phoned me up saying, I'm a good player. James, he's a former Millwall youth.
Not bad.
I didn't see a lot of that from yourself either, to be honest with you.
Former Millwall youth, talking like 91.
See, Coogan, when he was running, he was holding his shirt down like this, and he wouldn't get in the showers after.
I think when we left, you and Coogan were still in the showers. Did you and Coogan have a soap bath together?
No. I didn't get in. I would never get in the shower with Coogan. That's a scary thought. It'd be like soap all over the place. He'd be like, Ed, can pick that soap up for me. None of that Coogie bear.
Listen, Coogan, I'm not giving it to you. As you said, I'm just letting Eddie speak. All right, we're going to leave that here. This is James Helder with Edward Cornelius Hearn at the Hayemaker gym for iFilm London. iFilm London. iFilm London. iFilm London.